Hi, I'm Katherine, and this is a personal series about getting serious about money as we head towards retirement, whether that's just around the corner or still a few years off. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, and I'm definitely not here to sell you anything. I am just a woman trying to figure this out too, and I'm sharing what has helped me get clear, calm, and in control. So let's talk about the first big question. The first thing on the list that I feel needs to be done to start getting on top of our money for retirement. Where is your money really going? Why is this an important question, I hear you ask? Getting a clear understanding of your spending before you retire tells you how much money you need to live on after you retire. Simples. Because here's the thing, retirement isn't some magical finish line. It is just life, but without a regular paycheck. And the more you understand your current spending, the more realistic your future plan can be. So this was something that I picked up from my mum, who retired early, clever woman, and she picked it up from her father-in-law. Apparently in our family, writing down what you spend is a bit of a tradition, like roast dinners on Sundays, but with spreadsheets. So it's also recommended by numerous financial planning advisors, YouTubers, books. It is not something that I have magically invented. So as a small business owner, I am used to spreadsheets and tracking income and expenditure. So if you record every single cent that you spend, from paying your mortgage, putting petrol in your car, to eating a chocolate bar, you can create the basis of your future financial plan. You can manually record it like my mum does in an old ledger book, or you can download a budgeting app or create a spreadsheet. I would recommend doing this for at least a month just to see where your money goes. Do you spend $200 on coffee? Or is that $100 on a month on chocolate bars actually the reason you can't lose weight? Now, if you only spend on cards, you might be able to let your highlighters do the talking and get this information online from your bank. 1 or 2 month statements should be enough. But whichever way you choose to do it, I prefer a spreadsheet. Make sure things like your car insurance, your mortgage, your electric, your water, your rates, all those expenses that come once a month or quarterly or yearly are included in your costings. So the answers you are looking for are: how much does it cost me to run this house? How much does it cost me to feed the house? How much does my health and medication cost me? How much does work cost me? Then you can create an accurate living expense budget for retirement. You know how much you will need to live on when you retire. It also gives you a chance to review your spending, rediscover those subscriptions that you might have forgotten about, and notice how much money you are spending on stuff you just don't need. You can then make some adjustments to your spending habits and hopefully your saving habits. I have a link below in the description with a free budget planner from moneysmart.com.au, but there are plenty of out there to use. Just give it a Google. So the next thing you have to do is count up your debt, your card balances, your mortgage, your car loans. If you have a good understanding of how much money you have to pay to get debt free. For me, there's a couple of years left on my mortgage and then I will be debt free. And this is where I am concentrating my efforts, getting that all paid off as soon as possible. And then I can start concentrating on ensuring I have enough assets flowing to create an income for me and my partner in our early retirement. So for me, the biggest lesson for what I learned when I did this was how much I spent out of habit, how much I didn't question. Doing this helped me realize what mattered and what didn't. And this was the first step in shaping a budget that fitted me and my partner. I started being more conscientious of getting debt free, and every day I'm getting closer to living the life that I want to live. A life where work is not the most all-encompassing part of my day, where I get to wake up in the morning and do what I want to do and not what I need to do. So if this episode gave you something to think about, I'd love if you gave it a like, maybe share it with a friend or pop a comment down below. So thanks for being here. Let's keep making money feel less scary and a lot more personal. It's better to do it now than never.